folks, we are back for a quick video. Really just a general vlog. Nothing exciting. No heel toe practicing or reviews or talking shit about people. Just a nice little evening drive. Just finished dinner, and I just love to go out for a drive straight after dinner. Kind of helps my food to go down. As long as it ain't in heavy traffic, of course. But the first FaceTime one as well. Not a big fan talking to the camera, or kind of feel like I'm talking to myself sometimes, but which I am. If nobody watches this, I'm talking to myself. But I do a lot of talking in front of people. I get up, I do training sessions and things like that, so I'm comfortable, but it's very strange talking to this tiny little camera while I'm driving. So anyway, to the car. As you know, I just done an oil change. It's now got 7,100 miles on it, and today's date is June the 11th, and I bought the car April 4th, I believe. So it's 9-10 weeks old, and it's got 7,000 miles on it. So I think I've got to get a proper review of this car, definitely. And kind of talk about some of the other channels I watch. Muscle versus Tuner. That's some funny shit. That I like the serious. They do some serious stuff, but I like serious videos. But then every now and again, you need something like Muscle versus Tuner, and they're what different car owners say, like the shit that Subaru says, or the shit that Chevy drivers say. It's yeah, it's funny. If you've not seen them, go over. It's Muscle versus Tuner. They don't know who I am. I'm not sending you because I know them or anything, but I'm just sending you because it's a great channel. And the other one is, I think it's Street Speed 717. I think that's what it is. I can't remember. I don't have all this written down. I'm just blabbing as I'm driving. But he's another good channel. I like listening to him talk. He's a young, intelligent guy. Got a good presence on camera. So that's the main two I watch, and I kind of keep up with them. But Muscle versus Tuner, I need to go back through their previous videos and have even more of a good laugh watching them. Right, which way are we going to take tonight? We'll go right and then over by the airport. When I say an airport, it's a little strip out in the field. Well, it's a little bit more than that. Strange, but it's been a really hot day today. I got up at 4:30 in the morning and went fishing, and I made sure I went that early so that I could leave early, because I didn't want to sit there through the heat of the day. It was about 96 today. Humidity's not too bad, but it's still warm. And then tomorrow's supposed to be 101. Again, the humidity is supposed to be down in the 40s, so it's not going to be nasty like it is in the summer here. And by the way, I'm not from North Carolina, obviously, but that's where I live right now, is North Carolina. And the summers here are lethal. I hate them. Just you can't do anything. As soon as you walk outdoors and you're out there for 5 minutes, just tying your shoelaces and you're pouring with sweat. And it's not just the heat; it's mainly the humidity. You just can't cool yourself when it's that humid. You know, you're not evaporating enough moisture off you. But that's what we're in for tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to do much driving tomorrow. Tomorrow being Sunday. I think I'm going to Even though it's going to be hot, I'm going to get up early and maybe paint the deck. Needs to be done. I still love that turbo noise. That little whoosh as it spools up. Never gets old. And I don't drive the car very fast. Well, I guess with the braking speed limit right now, I'm doing 70 and 55. But when I say fast, I mean fast, spirited. Like this car can actually do like what it's made for. I think this is my left turn up here. Yeah, I don't drive it as fast as what I did when I first got it, or after I first broke it in. Of course, I went straight to the mountains, you know, after 3 weeks of ownership, and I drove pretty harsh up there, and that was a lot of fun, finding out what the car can do. And then since then, I've been pretty mellow with it, but I do have an autocross next weekend. That's going to be some great video. I've done quite a few in the BRZ when I owned it. I'm looking forward to doing it in the WRX. It's going to be a bit more of a weight to throw around out there, but at the same time, this thing sticks like shit to a blanket. All-wheel drive, just getting out of the going into the turns. The BRZs are, I would say, better. I mean, it doesn't understeer. But coming out of the turns, you can just put your foot to the floor in this thing and it just grips. You know, you haven't got none of that back end sliding. Let's make a left. Yeah, everyone thinks they're fast drivers until you go to an autocross. And then you see some of those guys drive, they're quick. But I must admit, I'm fairly quick myself. When I used to go in the BRZ, I was normally the fastest BRZ there before I even had the turbo. So that was good. Didn't realise I was much of a car driver, to tell you the truth. And a little bit about my history. You might find this a bit strange, me having a car channel, but I'm actually a motorbike rider. Always have been. Not always will be though, because I don't ride anymore. Had a bad accident 9 years ago and hit a deer and it almost killed me. I was unconscious for 6 hours, woke up in the hospital. The nurses and the doctor said that just a couple more miles per hour and I would have died. So that kind of brings it home. So no more motorcycles. But that's all I ever rode was motorcycles. I never was a big car fan. But then I went to a dealership back in 2013. Of course I owned cars before that, obviously, but back in England, but nothing to talk about. Just a car to get me to work and, you know, nothing to race around or be proud of. But 2013, I'd go into a Subaru dealership to look for a WRX, either the WRX or the STI, and they didn't have one there, and they said they just, as soon as they come in, they go off the lot so fast. But then something caught my eye in the showroom, and I said, "What's that over there?" And they said, "Oh, it's the new BRZ." As soon as I seen it, I fell in love with it. I had to test drive it. It was automatic, but I was like, hell with it. My wife could drive it as well and enjoy it. But I really did love that car, and that's what got me into cars. I'm just going to heel toe and go around that fast, but I decided against it. But yeah, that's what got me into cars, was the BRZ. So I had that up until April of this year, and then got the WRX, which is the car I originally went in to buy. And to tell you the truth, I still wouldn't mind owning either of them, either this one or the BRZ. It like the straight out of the factory performance of the WRX is excellent. You get a lot of car for your money. The BRZ needs this turbo. Everybody knows it. Everybody says it. It needs this turbo. And then they would have made one hell of a car. Why they won't do that. There's got to be a reason. I've heard the horse shit about they'd have to raise the engine up 2 inches or something to make the turbo. Well, that's crap. AVO managed to do it. Reddy's managed to do it. Other aftermarket turbo makers have managed to do it. The AVO turbo is excellent. It kind of reminds me of what's in this right now, where it sits down low. But there is plenty of room in there to put a turbo on BRZ. If they were to do that from the showroom, it'd probably be one of the hottest selling cars ever. If they could make them fast enough. I don't think they could produce them fast enough. I think everyone would want one. But I did own a turbo BRZ, and I ended up getting this. But the only reason why was because I wanted a bit more car. Still wanted the performance, just wanted, you know, a little bit more inside, a few more of the luxuries, a few more of the gadgets, and that extra space back there. I can fit 5 adults in this car easy, and probably 4 or 5 dead ones in the back. Truck coming pretty fast behind me. I really hate that. That's one of my things being a motorcycle rider. You're aware of everything that goes on around you, and I'm still the same. I think motorcycle riders make better car drivers. I'm sure that will bring up actually not better, they make safer car drivers. The reason being is because I'm always checking my blind spots, and it was something on a motorcycle that they called the lifesaver, and it does save a life. If you always look over your shoulders, you know, have a quick look, put your turn signal on, look over your shoulder, make sure nothing's coming, then move lanes. The amount of times it saved me from hitting other cars, it's just something that's ingrained in me, which I've always done on the motorcycle. It was taught to me on my motorcycle test, and it's always stayed with me. And I think motorcycle riders just know they're more vulnerable and are more aware of what's going on around them. So I think they make safer car drivers. I really do. And also, if you've ridden a fast motorcycle, there ain't many cars that can live up to it. It's just, yeah, there might be some out there as fast, but just nothing that gives you the thrill of riding a fast motorcycle and being out there in the wind. It's something you can't describe. But I can't ever do it again. I couldn't risk my life and leave my family here without me. And it does scare me now when I think about it. Now I'd love to do a track day. I could get a rental bike, and you know, I know there's some track days where they've got the bikes there. I'd love to do a track day and on a, you know, controlled track. But controlled space, I guess is the word I'd put. Oh, and you know what? I just thought I never put my microphone in for this. What a dumbass. I hope this sound comes out okay. It probably won't. Anyway, first FaceTime video. We'll see what it looks like, see if it come out okay. I may use it, may not. But anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and stay tuned next weekend. There might be a video between now and then, but next weekend there's going to be a lot of autocross footage. Anyway, stay tuned.